All right, good morning. Today we are doing lesson 4C, Order of Operations number 3. So first we're going to be doing some evaluating expressions using the order of operations when we have a couple variables. A is going to be 8 and B is going to be -2. So anytime we see the letter A, we're going to plug in that 8, and anytime we see a -2, we're going to plug in, or B will plug in -2. So let's get started. We have in parentheses A, which is 8, divided by B, which is -2 to the power of 2, plus 5 times 2. So simplifying our order of operations, I'm going to just write it right down here. PEMDAS. Parentheses first. So 8 divided by -2 is going to be a negative. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so we have -4 squared plus 5 times 2. So simplifying even more, we need to do our exponent next. -4 squared is -4 multiplied 2 times, because of that 2. So a negative times a negative makes a positive. 4 times 4 is really 16. Then we're on to multiplication and division. We only have multiply. 5 times 2 is 10, right here. So we have 16 plus 10, which would give us 26. Alright, this next one looks a little bit tricky. Remember, anytime we have a letter and a number, or two numbers touching, multiplied is what we really are doing. We're really multiplying. So we really have -3 multiplied by A, which is 8, plus 6 multiplied by B, which is -2, and then -4. So when we simplify this, order of operations, we don't have any parentheses. This is really just multiplication. We don't have any exponents. We do have multiply and divide, go from left to right. 8 times 3 is 24, but happy and grumpy, they don't get along. I'm just going to copy the rest. We still have multiplication. Remember, when these are touching, that's multiply. So 6 times -2, it's going to be a negative. 6 times 2 is 12. So we have a -24 plus a -12 minus 4. You don't really need the plus here, but you can put it if you want. We know this is a -12 and this is a -24. All we have left is adding and subtracting. We're going to work our way from left to right. So we have same sign, add and keep. -24 minus 12, they're all negatives. 24 and 12 really give us 36, so this -36. And a -4, again, same sign, negative, negative. Same sign, add and keep. 36 and 4 more, they're all negative, so -40. Again, all negatives, add them up. Alright, the third one here, again, be careful with your negatives. We're going to start by writing a negative, and then we have A, which is 8, minus, that comes from here, B, which is a -2. So remember, the opposite of that negative makes a positive. And then we have plus B squared. This whole thing is B, so we really have -2 squared, not just 2. So order of operations tells us to do multiplication, or parentheses first, I'm sorry. So we can't simplify this 2, but we can simplify 8 plus 2, which is 10. And there's that negative out front. Plus, then we have -2 squared. So we did parentheses. Now on to exponents. -2 squared is -2 2 times, which makes a positive 4. So we really have -10 plus 4. Different signs subtract. We have a -10 and a positive 4. Different signs subtract. 10 minus 4 is 6, but there were more negatives. So our answer to this third one here should be a -6. Down below, this is a guess and check where you put the parentheses to make this problem true. So this is a little bit tricky because it's, like we said, just guess and check. So we want to get to 3. So if I were to put them around here, 5 times 8 would give me 40. And that's a really big number, really far from 3. So I might not want to do that. What about, what about here? 8 minus 6 is only 2. Order of operations would tell me to multiply first. 5 times 2 is 10. 13 minus 10 is 3. So that is where we would put the parentheses on that top one. The middle one, we also want it to equal 3. If I just try solving it, 24 divided by 10 is not going to be a nice number. So I need to group 10 with something else. If I group 10 minus 3, that would get me 7. But then if I divide, 24 divided by 7 is not going to be a very nice number. So what if I try grouping all of these? 10 minus 3 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 24 divided by 8 is 3. If you wanted to put another set of parentheses here, that's technically the same answer, but because we have to follow the order of operations, we would do that part first anyways. Alright, and the last one here. If I just start solving it, 5 times 2 would be 10. 10 plus 3 minus 8 is not going to give us 17. That would give us, like, 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 minus 8, not going to work out. So we need to add some parentheses here. So let's think. 17. We got to get a bigger number. I'm going to try, we need 5 times something to get a big number, but 5 times 2 is only 10. So what if I group the 2 and the 3? 2 plus 3 is 5. Let's see if this works. Then we have to multiply next. Order of operations, remember. Multiply and divide before add and subtract. 5 times 5 would give us 25. Does 25 minus 8 give us 17? It sure does. So that would be where we put parentheses on this last one. The only time you would ever put parentheses if it's asking you to put parentheses. Otherwise, you need to follow the problem with the parentheses that are already there. If there aren't any, you don't get to add parentheses unless they tell you to. All right, that is our third day.